Okay, welcome back. We have a lot to get to today. The Firefighting Foam Coalition had an AFFF update in June 2021. We're going to go over. The IAFF's Ed Kelly recently spoke up about the topic. We're going to go over what is AFFF, what is PFAS, and some examples of why it works so good in the field.
I pledge to you today that we will do all we can to root these toxic chemicals out of our environment. The work has begun already. We've pushed to eliminate fluorinated foam at the Department of Defense and at airports. And more states every day pass important legislation to remove fluorinated chemicals from our environments.
All right, so with that being said, this is an update of what he's been talking about. So over the last 2 years, state and federal laws have been passed in the United States that restrict the sale and use of AFFF. These laws are focused on eliminating the use of PFAS, polyfluoroalkyl substances, which include the fluorosurfactants that are key ingredients to AFFF. And here are some states that are already doing some things: New Hampshire, Washington, Colorado. Basically, most of these are saying they're going to stop using it by a certain date. And many of them are not allowing people to use the foam for training anymore. You have to just use water. And then even when you have FAA come in, when you do your tests, the FAA isn't requiring you to like show them the foam like they used to. They're just gonna test it on the trucks and make sure that you have the foam quantities that you need to cover your airport, but they're not gonna really push the subject as much as they used to in the past. But some good things here, some good updates that more and more states are recognizing that this is a major issue to firefighters.
What makes PFAS so useful in manufacturing is how the chemicals fit together. The fluorine atoms just so happen to fit perfectly around the carbon atoms to create a bond that resists things like heat, oil, and water.
So the PFAS is perfect because it's perfect for firefighting. It resists heat and water, and oils. So when you put these AFFF foams, the AFFF is aqueous film forming foam, and we use that to put out like jet fuel fires or aircraft fires because they're good with class B, which is flammable liquids. So when you put this chemical on the fire, it basically floats over the jet fuel, which causes the oxygen to not be reached to the fuel, and it doesn't allow the fire to happen, or it'll just snuff it out. But it's also heat um, tolerant. So if the aircraft is really hot, you can use it to cool down the aircraft. So it's not only stopping the fire and snuffing everything out, suppressing the vapors, but it's also cooling down the aircraft. So it's really, really good at what it does. The problem is it works too good. It's kind of becomes a forever chemical where it doesn't break down and it just kind of floats around, and it can get into your bodies and accumulate over time. So here's us training and showing you how well that this foams work. This AFFF foam works with this PFAS in it. So you can see, I mean, that was seconds. If you were in that aircraft, you would have loved having that AFFF foam because it can really knock it down. I mean, that was within seconds. You could see the steam coming off the aircraft. If the fire was penetrating onto that fuselage, that would have immediately cooled down the whole area, and it snuffed out that fire really quickly. So that's why everybody uses it. And for so many years, the AFFF foam has been such a key ingredient to fighting these fires, because if you use water on it, you know from cooking, if you put water on an oil fire, it doesn't do anything. It makes it worse. So the reason that they have these foams and we use it is because it's so very effective. So here's a container that I found at work that we use. So the 3% AFFF, the 3% is used because it's the perfect mixture. So if you had 100 gallons of water, 3 gallons would be of this AFFF foam, and it allows it to really make a nice thick foam blanket that can snuff out the fire pretty well. This is just some storage and handling things. You can see here it's good for Class B hydrocarbon fuel fires. And then it's not used for polar solvents, water soluble fuel fires. So these polar solvents, like your esters and those type of ketones, they are basically, if you put this foam on it, they would just mix together. The AFFF wouldn't be able to float over the surface because it's water soluble. So that's why these wouldn't work. But we have different foams for these polar solvents. And then here's another part. So this is the main print. Here's the fine print that says wear gloves, protective eye, face shield, avoid breathing. If in eyes, rinse with water, and if on skin, wash with plenty of soap. So it doesn't say anything about cancer causing or any kind of other things. It's just like, okay, if you get it on you, you just wash it off. That's why most firefighters never really worried about it. We would just touch the foam or get it on our skin, and it wouldn't really cause any red flags. But if you look at the fine print, there you can see the polyfluorinated right here. So that's the PFAS. It does contain it. So that's how we know that's not good for us. And we've been doing a lot better with trying to keep these stored properly and only use them when we need to. And then here you can see some firefighters are just waist deep in the stuff. And I'm sure they have no clue at this particular time how cancer causing these things could be and how dangerous once they get on your turnouts and they could accumulate in your body. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.